Hola, ¿cómo estás? And all things of this nature. So we're going to be clocking the tea on recent events. And for those of you who are not familiar with what it is that I'm talking about, I'm going to give you a quick briefing as it pertains to the situation at hand. So basically, what has taken place over the last 24 hours, give a little, take a little, is prior to this particular post that I'm making now, I made two other posts. The first one was me doing a vocal warm up, just experimenting with a song that I sing quite often, but on this particular time, I sang it in a very different style than what I normally would sing it. But here again, that's the reason why I entitled the video "Just Playing Around." Number one, I was just giving a vocal warm up, and I was experimenting with the song, experimenting with my range, so forth and so on. And I thought, and I assumed, but you know what they say about assuming. I assumed that by the title of the video, by the description, and by the actual vocal itself, that it would be clear that I was just having a good time with the song. Even the way that I opened the song up with just the random runs was just me playing around with runs, just me experimenting with my tone, the runs, just whatever the fuck I wanted to do. I wasn't really taking it that serious. That being said, as pertains to that video, there was a wave of negativity that came through from people that I honestly I've never seen their screen names. And what I mean when I say that is a lot of times when people comment on my videos, they comment so frequently that after a certain point, it's kind of like, I know who they are. Like, I'll be like, hi, Miss Talisha. Hi, Andy. Because I see their names often enough to where I can recognize them when they comment. So with that being said, what is it? Anyway, with that being said, I had did another video later on in the evening, and I was performing the legendary Miss Ella Fitzgerald's one of her classics, Cry Me a River. Now, on that particular post, it was more of one of my traditional types of live singing posts, more soft, not as projected, for the simple fact that I already know, even when I did the video where I was playing around, I knew then that my mic could not handle my voice. But again, that's why I was just playing around and doing a vocal warm-up. It wasn't a performance, understand. But when I was actually giving a vocal and when I was actually performing was on the second video, which was the Ella Fitzgerald Cry Me a River post. And even on that post, these same individuals decided they were going to come and try to flood the comments with, I still don't think you can sing and you still ain't changed my opinion, so forth and so on. Now, that's pretty much where we are in the situation. Now, I really would like to just go into some of the more specific aspects of this whole debacle. When the first video came out, with me doing the vocal warm-up, I was responding to the good comments and the bad comments. But one thing that I found quite peculiar, that I thought was very funny, is that when these trolls, that I call them, and I do consider them to be trolls, I do consider them to be haters, and I'll explain why I think that later on. It's funny to me how they think that they can come to somebody else's platform and tell them that their voice is hideous, that their voice is horrendous, that they sound like a dying cat, and just basically being completely malicious, not speaking with tact at all, speaking of an individual with complete and total vitriol. How do they think that they can leave a comment, and then when you respond back to their comment, all of a sudden now you can't take criticism? Suddenly you become a bitch because now you're responding to them in the same fashion that they came at you. It's kind of like a double standard. So you think you can talk shit to me on my platform? That would be the same equivalent as somebody coming to my home and disrespecting me at my home. And then when I clock their tea and put them in their place and tell them to get the fuck out, now all of a sudden it's my problem, or I did something wrong. No, when you come into my space, you don't have to accept shit that I do, but you are going to respect me. I demand that. I demand respect. And that's how it's always going to be. And if you can't take that from me, then just unsubscribe and don't watch my shit. Because anytime that you disrespect me and come at me sideways, and then when they try to dress it up as constructive criticism, you will be put on blast. And it just is what it is. Because what you're doing is insulting my intelligence. For these people who want to leave these comments like, honey, your voice is horrible, your voice is hideous, but I still love you. It's kind of like, don't think that I am foolish enough to not be in a position to differentiate between somebody that's giving me a constructive criticism versus an individual that's trying to completely and totally rip me apart and make me feel bad about myself. There is a difference, and I know how to distinguish which one is which. So for you to sit up here and say that you're giving me a constructive criticism and I can't take a critique, you're full of shit. Because what you did was you didn't give me a critique. To say that somebody is horrendous, to say that somebody needs to just hang it up or they sound like a dying cat, that is not a critique. That is an insult. That is an insult. Now, you may not be evolved enough in your mentality and in your thinking to know the difference, but I am. And so me as an artist, I feel like I have the right to defend my work if I feel fit. So like I say, just know that when you leave a ridiculous, obnoxious comment on my video, that there is a chance that you will get a response. And when you get the response, don't take it as me not being able to take what the fuck you said, because trust, I've heard a lot worse. I've heard a lot worse. But from the people that I heard a lot worse from, girl, trust and believe they got their asses handed to them too. It's no tea, no shade. It is what it is. It is what it is. The only time in my life where any individual has been able to get the better of me is when I initially moved to Georgia, and I've already made this very clear in my posts, etc. When I initially moved to Georgia, and I went to that private Muslim school, and I was very insecure of what my situation was because I knew that based on what my siblings said to me that I would be ostracized for just being me. When I got there, I was picked on not because I did anything wrong, but just for being quadir, for being me. So that was the only time. But if that's what you were trying to invoke, like that kind of emotion, like, oh my God, newsflash, that ship has sailed years ago. So at this point, what you're getting is a person that really doesn't give a fuck, but I'll let you know the tea if you really want to know. Be that as it may. Another thing I would like to address. For the people who keep saying to me that I'm a hypocrite, that I can dish it out, but I can't take it, that I can clock the tea on other people, but I can't clock the tea on myself, and when other people clock my tea, that all of a sudden now they become haters, etc., and they become trolls. Let me explain the distinct, okay, and I'm going to be very articulate and speak very slowly, darling. Let me explain to you the distinct difference between what it is that I do and what it is that whoever the person is who fits this category that I'm talking about, the distinct difference between what I do and what you do. Anytime I give an opinion on something, no matter who it's about, I do it on my platform. I do it on my shit. Okay? When I gave my opinion on Beyonce's album, guess what? I did it on my platform. I didn't go on to Beyonce Online or whatever the name of her website where people who congregate, they come there to congregate and show her love and uplift her. To me, if I were to go out of my way to go on her website, her personal website, and say, bitch, I don't like this song, I don't like that song, this, that, and the fourth, I would be a troll. Because who gives a fuck if I don't like the song? It's my opinion. And if you don't like it, then why come to Beyonce Online? If you don't like it, why come to a place where it was specifically made for people who are interested and people who love this person and people who want to support this person and uplift her? If you don't like the bitch or if you don't care for her, then why go onto her website? Same thing with Lady Gaga. I don't care for her as an artist. However, when I talk about her, for the times that I have talked about her, I do it on my platform. I have never in life went onto LadyGaga.com and stated my opinion about her because that's her platform. It's her place where people love her. The people who go to that website go there because they love her. And for anybody that goes onto LadyGaga.com to say that they hate her, they're a hater. You're a troll. Because why come to my website to tell me some shit that's not what this is for? So the difference between me and you is when I have an opinion, I state it on my shit. Bitch, the issue is not that you don't like me. Understand that I don't give a fuck. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, girl, you just fucking don't. And for the individuals who keep saying to me, quite dare, you need to learn that everybody is not going to like you. When you say that, you're insulting my intelligence. I am nearly 23 years old. I'll be 23 November 3rd, God willing. Knock on wood, God willing. I'll be 23 November 3rd. All throughout my life, I've dealt with people opposing me, trying to keep me down for whatever the reason might be. Whether it be because I'm gay, whether it be because I'm black, whether it be because, I was raised, in Islam. Whatever the case may be, I've dealt with it. So for you to say that to me, is as if you're assuming that I was considering the alternative, which would basically be, in my mind, I just assumed that everybody loved me, that everybody is completely in love with Quadir. I know as an adult, as a mature, evolved adult man, that, sweetie, everybody is not going to be for me, and I'm not going to be for everybody. But at the end of the day, the problem is, sweetie, if you don't like me, the simple solution to that would be don't fucking watch me. If you don't like my music, the simple solution would be to not support the music. But for you to go out of your way to try to make it blatantly clear to me and my supporters, to really try to like put it in their minds that, girl, he's not talented, he's not talented, he's not talented, he can't sing, he can't sing, by repeating yourself over and over again, by going back and forth with people who actually do support me and people who actually do like what I do, by going back and forth with me, it's like you're a troll and you are a hater. Because if you don't like me, even if that's how you felt, go onto your own YouTube channel and voice your opinion there. Go onto your own Facebook and voice your opinion there. Go onto your own Tumblr and voice your opinion there. Go onto your own shit and voice your fucking opinion there. But why are you coming to somebody else's platform being immature and being a jackass? That's the difference between what I do and what you do. And that's the reason why, yes, you are a hater. Yes, you are a troll. Because I've been doing this since 2006. For those of people who come to my live broadcast, prime example. For the individuals who come to my live show, they can tell you, every time I do a live show, we get trolls. We get these individuals that come out of the clear blue sky to say shit like, you're a gay faggot and you probably have AIDS. You're a black monkey nigger coon. Out of the clear blue sky. This is what people say about me for no reason. When the whole point of me going on live is to connect with my supporters. If this is how you feel about me, if you feel like I'm a coon, if you feel like I'm nothing but a filthy faggot, then why even click the icon to watch me go live? What's the point in doing that? You're a troll. You are a hater. And so don't make it seem like I'm just delusional, like just because somebody don't like you, that now all of a sudden they're a hater. Maybe they just don't like you. That's fine. They don't have to like me. But bitch, if you don't like me, then why are you watching my shit? Clearly there's something that I'm doing that you fucking like. Because if you didn't, then why are you watching what I do? I don't understand. To me, I feel like it's common sense. It's like I was telling my mom, and one thing that I was saying to her, I said, what I think it is really is my supporters are lovely people. My genuine supporters are lovely people. And I think the only people that will truly be offended by this post are the people that are masquerading as people who call themselves my supporters, but really you're not. In truth, what I believe is, and it's like with any person who is a public figure, granted I'm nobody's big time celebrity, but even at the level that I'm at, I think that there have been a group of people who have been waiting for any kind of window to really just try to rip me down. Because anytime people build you up and try to shower you with love, it's always going to come a time where a group of people are going to want you to fall. But the thing about it is this: you can never knock me down because I already know the reality of the situation. The only people that you can ever really knock down are the people that are disillusioned, or just they're living in an optical illusion, thinking that I'm famous and I'm a celebrity and people will always love me, and then one day they wake up and some kind of scandal has hit the airwaves and it's about them, and then all of a sudden everybody, yesterday they loved you, today they hate you. My thing is, I don't give a damn if people don't like me, because that's a reality. I know that everybody's not going to like me. The thing that I say is, whether you accept me or not, you will respect me. On my platform, you will respect me, or you'll be dealt with. I'm going to block you. I'm going to spam your comment. I'm going to spam your profile. I'm going to spam you all together, bitch, and you're going to be done. Because at the end of the day, what you're not going to sit up here and do is come on a platform where it's for me and my supporters to just have a good time and enjoy each other and do what it is that we do, and think that you're going to try to, it's like my mom said. Two things that she said. I was telling her this morning, like, I cannot believe these people are really today. They had their coffee and they were really campaigning. They took their sip, got their latte, and bitch, they stayed on it. But I was telling her, she was like, well, you know what you have to understand, when people do stuff like that, when they tell blatant lies, because the thing about it is this: that warm-up video, it was not perfect. I'm not foolish. I know that it wasn't perfect. That's why I was just playing around. That being said, anybody with ears can still hear that I can carry a tune. and I don't give a fuck what you think about me. To sit up here and say that I have the worst voice you've ever heard, you're a liar. And you're trying to convince me of something that I know is not true. For anyone to sit up here and say that I can't sing at all, that I have no vocal capability, that I have no kind of vocal potential, you are a hater, and you're a liar. Because what I've always said, and then I'll get to what my mom said, what I've always said about people who are lovers of music, even if I'm not your preference as it pertains to an artist, even if, hold on one second, do I need to go ahead on and cut this off? Even if I'm not your preference as it pertains to music, even if vocally the kind of music that I sing is not what you prefer, anybody that is like a connoisseur of music or a person that enjoys music can still clock the T on potential or raw talent or a good vocal when they hear it. Country music may not be my preference, but I still know a good country song when I hear it. I may not, folk music may not be my cup of tea, but I still know a good folk song when I hear it, and I still know a good folk vocal when I hear it. So for people to sit up here and try to make it seem like, oh, you have no, girl, honey, you will never make it, and you need to just cut it out and stop right now because you're embarrassing yourself because you have the worst voice, like, all of these things that people are saying, I'm like, you are a hater. You are. And I don't have a problem saying that because it's true. It's true. And for people who make it seem like I'm delusional, it's like my mom said. She said, oftentimes when people, first of all, James Baldwin said it best. Your description of me describes you. You're calling me delusional, but truly you're delusional. And you're saying that I have no talent, but in truth, really you don't have any talent. You're saying that I need to just pack it up and go. But the truth is, you're saying that because you don't have the courage to showcase. All of these different people that was talking their shit, not a single fucking video to where anybody can really even know what it is that they give. But yet they got the most to say and aren't bringing shit to the table. You giving the biggest critique on a vocal, meanwhile, not a single video of you singing or otherwise. But it's like my mom said. She said, when people are really trying to campaign against you, it's like Hitler said. Hitler said that if you tell a group of people a lie enough times, they'll begin to believe it. I know what you guys are doing, and what you're trying to do is dislike the video so many times, like your negative comments about me so much, so that when people click on the video, automatically it'll be in their psyche that there must be a reason why so many people have disliked this video. There must be a reason why there are so many that there's so many likes to the negative comments. And before they even hear what I'm giving, automatically they'll make a judgment on it based on what you guys have presented before they even actually get to the material. Listen, I know how psychology works. I know what you're doing, and I know what it is. And so here again, maybe you can get over with that bullshit with somebody else who is not aware of what's going on. But when you're dealing with the person that is intuitive and a person that knows bullshit when they see it and knows what the fuck these scams that people be trying to keep going on. And one person said, oh, bitch, you can only vote one time on YouTube, so forth and so on. Understand, when you're dealing with trolls and when you're dealing with haters, first of all, they're miserable. So haters may have like 6 or 7 different accounts. That's number one. People who are miserable like that, they make 6 or 7 different accounts just so that they can leave 6 or 7 negative comments, just so that they can dislike the video 6 or 7 fucking times. And then for the people who are the trolls, there are ways for them to buck the system to where they can keep disliking the video. I know it's true because I've seen it done. Just like I said, when I go live and on YouTube, they know how to do it. There are ways around it. You make it seem like it's so impossible to do, and it really is not. You know what I'm saying? For instance, anyone who comes to my live shows, we will kick people out. Literally, we'll ban them from the show. 5 seconds later, they'll be right back in. Am I lying or am I telling the truth? Bitch, say for instance, their name is Tron. We ban Tron. 5 seconds later, Tron 1. Ban Tron 1. Tron 2. Ban Tron 2. It's almost like they have a robot system that automatically creates a new profile and puts them back in the chat. So what I'm saying is, sweetie, I know what's going on. I know that I'm talented. I know that warm-up video wasn't the best, but again, it was a warm-up video. And I don't have to apologize for that because I was playing around and I made that clear in the title. One individual said, oh, he's lying. Really, the video was in this individual is so funny. He said, oh, he's lying because initially the video was entitled something else. And then once he saw all the negative comments, he changed it to something else. Let me explain something to you. Normally my videos are like 30 minutes long, 40 minutes long. So anytime when I upload the video, I have time to change the title of the video and to change the description and to do the tags. with this video, because it was so short, because it was so short, the title that I originally named it, it published before I had a chance to change it. So while you were watching the video, I was putting the description and putting the title. I hadn't saved it yet. You understand what I'm saying? The video was published where people could watch the video, but I didn't finish doing the tags and the description and the title. So you're a dumbass. My thing is, sweetie, if I was giving a real vocal and it was just a hot mess, I have no problem acknowledging that. If you come to my live shows, again, tell me, put me in my place if I'm lying. For those of you who come to my live shows, put me in my place if I'm lying. How many times have I said, no tea, no shade, girl, but honey, y'all be lying to me. In some of these videos, I be looking a hot mess and sounding a hot mess, and y'all be telling me that it sounds good when I know that it does not. I'm not delusional. I know when I sound good, and I know when I do not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not delusional. I know when I look good. I know when I don't. For instance, the video that I did when I was, what was it? 2 videos that come to mind anytime I think about hot messes in reference to me. But one video I had did when I was giving Beyonce a critique. Well, 3 videos. The first video I was giving Beyonce a critique, and I had this big ass, girl, just a hot mess. Big ass bow in my head, big ass fro, just a hot fucking mess, looking like a wretched Minnie Mouse. And then I did the video as a rebuttal to that video, looking even more of a hot mess in the second video. And then I did another video where I was doing a review on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I believe it was season 1. And I had like this whole like gypsy, just this whole thing going on. And it was just a hot mess. I don't have a problem making light of a situation and picking fun at myself when it's done in a way that's not meant to rip me apart. So here again, for the people who keep saying, oh, we're giving you constructive criticism. Bitch, you are not. You're not giving me a constructive criticism. You're trying to rip me apart, and you're trying to diminish my self-esteem. And you could never, on your best day, you could never. Because, bitch, I have evolved past you, girl. And so these bedtime fables that you're telling, this basic, all this shit that you're doing is very basic. Honey, you are a troglodyte girl. You are a plebeian girl. You are one of the plebes. You are a commoner girl. What you're giving me is very simple. And it's very clear. It's very easy to spot out. I said it in one of my songs, and this is what I mean when I say the lyrics in my song, I write about real things. It's just like I said in the song, bitch, I know you're kind. Yes, I know you well. Even when you blend in, you carry a smell. The stench is strong. It reeks of wet dog. Underneath your ball gown, your tail is long. Bitch, at the end of the day, even if you call yourself a supporter and you blend in with everybody else, the moment you open up your mouth, bitch, I got you pegged. I already know what you're giving. You're telling me that you're a supporter so that I won't rip you another asshole, girl. But yet, you giving me these backhanded compliments. Oh, girl, I love you so much, but girl, you have absolutely no talent. You're not a supporter. And for the people who say that, you're stupid. And one person said, oh, well, Quadra, I support you and I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you, but you don't have any, you can't sing, and whatever was it she or he said. And I'm thinking to myself, even just look at the way you address me. Do you think that I'm going to sit here and believe that a person that supports me would address me in that way? On my platform? No. To say that I can't sing, number one, I think you're crazy. Because I know that I can. Granted, if I had a vocal coach, bitch, I could be great. I could be pristine and flawless, darling, with a vocal coach. But even without one, girl, anybody who has ears can clearly hear that I can carry a tune and that I have potential to be something more than what I am now. And you know what? One thing that I had said to one of the people in the comments, this right here is my driver's permit. One morning I woke up and I said, you know what? I'm just going to go out and get it. I'm taking steps because I'm going to LA. And I don't care what anybody thinks about it. I'm going. I know that there's a bunch of people who say, girl, he ain't ever going to leave, bitch. He ain't ever going to leave. I'm going. You just wait and see. Unless God takes me from this planet, God forbid, I'm going. Okay? And you're just going to have to gag on a 12-inch cock. But what I'm saying is that, let me tell you how the devil works and how the negative forces in the universe work. Before I finished the collection before the boom, anytime that I would sing, I never got this kind of response. All of a sudden now, I release my record, I go out and get my driver's permit, And that's when the devil sees, oh, this bitch is getting closer and closer. People, and now I'm talking to my supporters and just anybody else who just so happened to come onto this video. Understand and know, anytime you get close to achieving your goal, to doing something that you've always wanted to do, you will be met with resistance. Complete and total resistance. Because people are threatened and they are insecure. And it makes it easy for the devil or for evil forces to infiltrate their souls, their spirits, their mind, body, and soul because they're weak. Because they're weak. And they can't defend themselves against it because they're weak. Okay? So anytime you see like what has happened to me, it's not because I'm not talented. It's because these people have something going on in their own life and they can't take the fact that I am progressing through life. And so the devil is using them as an instrument to put doubt in my mind like, oh my God, maybe I can't sing. Maybe I'm not talented. Maybe I ought to just stay here altogether and just get a 9 to 5 and be content at IKEA. Maybe I should just do that. That's what you're trying to do. And here again, I know what you're doing and I know what's going on and I know how it works. So here again, you could most possibly never, on your best day, cause me to feel some kind of way about what it is that I do. Because I know better. And it's like my mom said, she raised me better. And as the legendary James Baldwin said, your description of me describes you. Girl, you're really hating on me because all the things that you claim that I am is what you are. You're saying that I'm not talented. You say that I can't sing, but really it's because you can't sing. It's really because you're not talented. For the individuals who, oh bitch, this, that, and the fourth, and you need to just hang it up, it's because you hung up on your own dream, girl. You stopped your own progress. One of the people who was really going back and forth with my supporters, who was really spearheading this campaign and really just trying to go hard in the paint as pertains to me, I clicked on his profile. And this goes into what my mom was saying. I clicked on his profile. This man was 54 years old on his profile. And on his profile, not a single picture, not a single video, but in his description, he was like, you could just tell he was very argumentative. And then like reading his comments on his wall on YouTube, very negative, arguing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And so here again, it's like my mom said, when people are saying things to you, consider the source. Consider who it is that's saying it and think about who these people are. Because a lot of times people who say this are really feeling some kind of way about themselves for whatever reason. Consider the source. It's very obvious when a person is giving a real critique on something and they're being genuine about their opinion versus a person that is completely and totally just trying to demolish you and your confidence and your self-esteem. For people to say, oh girl, well, it's a constructive criticism. You clearly don't know what a constructive criticism is. If you think that somebody telling me, oh, your voice is horrendous and you cannot sing and you're the worst singer I've ever heard, what part of that was constructive? And here again, if you don't like my voice, that's fine. That is not the issue. If you want to talk shit, for instance, I've had people make videos about me in the past. My supporters will know this guy. There was this one guy, I'm not gonna give him no publicity, but this bitch, he came to my live broadcast and then he ended up researching me and finding me on YouTube. And then he made like some video responses about me and just saying how, just really trying to like kick my back in. But he has the right to do that on his video. But here again, girl, when you do it, you run the risk of me reading you down boots, bitch. Because if I could see what you give, girl, and you're coming for my jugular, girl, it's fair game. If you're reading me down boots, bitch, then I'll read you down boots, and it's no tea, no shade. And sometimes I won't even waste my time. Because one time he made a video and I just paid him altogether. Like, girl, he's not even worth it. Next. Because it's clear that he's just like not even in his right mind. But my point is, if you don't like me, that's okay. But what you're not going to do, understand this, what you're not going to do, you have the right to say whatever you want to say to me. But understand that once you say whatever it is that you say to me, especially if it's out the way and obnoxious, understand that at that point, I have the right to retaliate in whatever way I see fit that is that fits the situation or that let me rephrase it. When you come at me sideways, bitch, I have a right to defend myself. Period. Point blank. End the motherfucking story, bitch. Period. Period. The book is over, girl. The chapter, there's not another chapter, girl. At this point, the credits are rolling on the movie, girl. We're done. We're done, girl. We might have to catch the sequel, girl. Or maybe you might have to buy another ticket, girl, because you ain't gonna do is wait and see the movie twice for free. You may have to go get another ticket. But girl, you're not gonna say, watch this movie twice for free. So That's all I really wanted to say. Truth be told, I'm really not angry. This actually has been, I already knew this to be true, but now I'm actually quite excited because I know I have come to the conclusion that when shit like this happens, that's because the devil, the universe, not the universe, excuse me, the devil, the negative forces, and the people that are very insecure and weak, they're threatened. They're threatened by people who are actually taking steps to better themselves. Anytime, if I was in the gutter and I was like not doing nothing with my life, and just like a loser, like just coming on here, just being a loser, those people would have nothing to say because then they would, in their minds, they would be here, I would be here. So I'm not a threat to them. But because it's in their minds, they feel like they're here and I'm here. It's kind of like, bitch, you, girl, please, you think you're gonna make it, girl? Yeah, right. Girl, please. Okay. You can feel that. But if you leave it on my comment, if you leave it on my format, on my platform, you'll be blocked. Your comment will be deleted, and we're done with it. Because you're not going to disrespect me. I have no problem with constructive criticism. And that's, and for instance, like people give me constructive criticism all the time. For instance, my friend had purchased my record and he was saying to me that he really loved the record, but he was saying the only thing is the production, the sound quality. And he is honest. That what he said is actually true. So when he said it, I embraced it because it was true. For someone to tell me, Quadir, you have a good voice, but with a little bit of training, with the vocal coach, you could be so much more. I'm not going to get offended because I know that that's true. I know that I have a good voice. I know that I have raw talent, and I know that it needs to be refined. So for somebody to tell me that, I'm not going to be offended. But for somebody to come in here and say, bitch, you cannot sing. And I don't know why these people keep lying to you, but you cannot sing. You have absolutely no talent, and everybody's lying to you. Let me just even tell you this one quick story, and then I'm going to let you guys go. My cousin teaches, she's a professor at a college, at a community college. And she was doing a presentation, okay? And after this presentation, because I had given a couple people my CD before I released it, just to kind of see what people thought about it before I actually released it, to see, just to get to see what people, where their minds were and what they thought about the music. And so anyway, so she really thoroughly enjoyed it to the point to where she was doing a presentation, and before she even got opening up the presentation, she played one of my songs entitled "My Little Fucking House," which is a very one of my favorite songs. Truthfully, I love them all, but that's let me pull it up. Hold on. Number. Let me see here. Number 13, number 11, number 10 all the way, no, hold on. Number 9 all the way down to number 13. If I had to choose a favorite, would be those. Those are like my favorites on the record. But I digress. That's not the point of me mentioning that story. The point is, for the people who keep saying, people are lying to you because they like you and they don't want to hurt your feelings. Okay. See, this is what I mean when I say I'm evolved. You're trying to get into my psyche, but I'm always a step ahead of you. So it's the only way that I can be shook is if God came down and told me it ain't gonna happen, Captain. You may as well move on to something else. Outside of that, I know that we'll get into that after. Here I go, being like my mama, stretching shit out. But here's what I want to say. She played the song "My Little Fucking House" to open up her presentation. And afterwards, everybody was coming up to her like, who the hell was that? That song was real good. Like, what artist is that? And she was just like, oh, bitch, it's my cousin. The director of that department came up to my cousin and said, what is that and who was that? And she was like, oh, it was my cousin. He's an artist, etc., so forth and so on. And the woman was so impressed with my song and my vocal that she was like, well, when we do the gala, I'd like for him to come and perform. Mind you, none of these people knew who the fuck I was. For all they knew, she just had a random CD of a song that maybe she liked. It could have been anyone. But they all came up to her and said they were digging the song. Who was the artist? It just turns out that it was me. And so for you to sit up here and say that people are lying to me, that's not the case. The point is, bitch, I have talent, girl, and the people who are clocking the T can acknowledge that. Even if people do not like my genre of music for what it is that it is, bitch, they can still tell that I have talent. For the one person who said vocally I'm weak, lyrically my lyrics are weak and they aren't good, you're clearly like you're trying to convince me of something that I already know is not true. So you may as well tell me that the sky is, fucking, that there is no sky. You may as well tell me that the earth is fucking flat and that if you go too far off the edge, you're going to fall into oblivion. You may as well try to convince me of that too, because I've already learned that that's not true as well. So it's kind of like, for the people who are jumping on the bandwagon late, or who are discovering me down the road, who don't know what I give, it's kind of like, girl, you've already missed the ship. So if you were trying to do that, girl, you're about, what, 2099? 2009, that makes 10 years. I'm bad at math. 10, 11, 12. Because 2011, moving to 2012. Girl, you're about 13 years too late. Sorry to tell you. So, like I said, from now on, anytime you trolls or you haters come to my channel to kick my back in and to make me feel some kind of way about what it is that I do, I'm not going to go back and forth with you. You will be blocked. I will mark your comment as spam, and we'll be done with it. Because if you don't like me, that is perfect. Let me make myself clear. If you don't like me, I promise you, that is okay. That is not the problem here. You can hate my guts. I don't care about that. But when you come to my platform, what you will do is give me the respect that I'm due. Okay? You're going to give me my due respect. You're gonna show me respect. And if you want to voice an opinion, you're going to do so respectfully while you're on my platform. And that's just the way that it's going to be. That's just the way it is. Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. Oh, yeah. And see, let the trolls tell it, oh my God, listen to him singing that song. Oh my God, you have no vocabulary. It's like, girl, do I have to say that I was just kidding just then? It's like, girl, anyway, long story short, to my supporters, I love you guys. And to the people who came in, in the past, I've always said, no, don't get involved. Don't get involved. When people are being negative, don't get involved. But being honest, speaking truthfully, this was probably the most outrageous people have gotten on my YouTube. And it did feel nice to know that my supporters had my back. It did feel nice to know that you guys were there. Like, basically, like, letting these queens know, like, girl, next, and disliking their comments. And just, it felt good to have you guys on my side fighting with me. I can fight my own battles, but truthfully speaking, it feels nice to know that you have people who care about you, who, if the time comes, bitch, they've got your back. Feels good. It feels good to know that exists. So with that being said, you guys fucking rock. I hate that I had to make this post. But again, one other thing I just want to say that I just find very curious, and I should have said this earlier on, but it just hit me just now, and I just want to get everything out there, because I don't want to make another post like this. But I find it funny that the people who claim to be my supporters, but then they kick my back in, like they speak just with complete malice. Like, your tongue is full of malice, and you're speaking of me you're being very vindictive, and you're being very vicious in your tone. And then when I respond back to you, it's all of a sudden now, like I said, I'm a bitch and I can't take criticism, so forth and so on. But if you really are a supporter of what I do, then you know what I give, right? Then you know by my past posts that when people come at me sideways, bitch, I defend myself. So it's funny to you when I'm clocking the tea and reading somebody else down in one of my videos for coming at me sideways. It was funny when I was talking about the Krispy Kreme divas. It was funny when I was talking about, the McDonald's situation. It was funny when I was talking about the American Idol situation and reading these other people for what it is that they did and getting at me sideways, telling me to go into the door, whatever it was that he said to me, when it was all these fucking interests and I read him. It was a key when I was reading them. But then when you come at me sideways and I read you, now all of a sudden I can't take a criticism. The truth of the matter is, really, you can't take the criticism, because you responded, you left a comment, and I only simply responded to you. And so by me responding, all of a sudden now that means I can't take a critique. No, girl, I simply defended myself, because what you gave was not a critique. And it's like I said, what you did was you insulted me. You did not critique me. There is nothing to be critiqued when somebody, or you can't how could you consider somebody saying, that's like somebody walking into a room and saying, girl, you are fat, you're completely ugly. And then the person saying, bitch, excuse me? Girl, I'm just being honest. I'm just giving you a constructive criticism. Number one, the person didn't ask for your opinion. Now, I can see if I asked for your opinion, but I didn't. Okay, the person did not ask for your opinion, and even if they did, what was constructive about you saying they were a fat slob that was completely fugly? You're fucking ugly. There's nothing constructive about that. So be that as it may, I digress. The whole situation is really just a chop. But I just wanted to make myself very clear, and I pray that with the basically 40 minutes that we've been on, I pray that we achieve that. I pray that we achieve that, because I will not be making another video about this. Like I said, I will be utilizing the Spam.Block.Delete tools on YouTube. I over time, I suppose I forgot how to use those icons, those tools. They are legendary for a reason. And I will be getting back to that, girl. You come at me sideways, I'm not gonna go back and forth with you, bitch. You will, girl, I'm gonna spam, block, delete your ass, girl, and it's no tea. And for the ones that are offended by this post, it's probably because you fit the category. I think that the people who are really on my team and who are really wanting me to be successful, they're not going to feel any kind of way about this, because at the end of the day, it's not directed at them. And anybody who is intelligent knows the difference between me coming for them and me addressing somebody else. So the people who are offended, fuck you, because I am talking about you, girl. You're right. I am talking about you. If you're offended, I'm talking about you, bitch. For the people that are my supporters, thank you for showing me love. Thank you for defending me and just fighting with me. It felt good to have some real Tamayan soldiers. And see, there we go. The Tamayan army, the Tamayan soldiers came the fuck out, bitch. But it really did feel good. So with that being said, I'm not going to hold you any longer. I love you guys. You guys rock my world. We will be going live. I want to say, what's today? Today is, I know my watch is behind. So if it's saying Wednesday, I suppose it's Tuesday? Right. So then let's shoot for Thursday. Last time I went live, we came, we clocked the T, we played the CD, and whatever, what have you, what not. And we were supposed to do a movie night. So this time, when we go on live, it'll specifically be to clock the T, and then we're gonna go straight into movie night. All right. So like I said, let's shoot for Thursday. If anything changes, I'll let you guys know. But with that being said, I love you guys. Bye.